Buzz Lightyear is a classic Pixar character, but I want to take a closer look at the Space Ranger's journey as a character, in the ways that he has changed and in the ways he has not, and why a character that doesn't change is actually a good thing. In 1995, Toy Story wowed the world. It was the first computer-generated movie and made Pixar a household name. It also made us feel incredibly guilty about throwing away our old toys.
I'm sorry.
It spawned multiple sequels, short films, and now a kinda prequel? Coming next year, Lightyear is set to be something of an origin story for Buzz Lightyear, but as his voice actor Chris Evans wants to make clear, this isn't Buzz Lightyear the toy. This is the origin story of the human Buzz Lightyear that the toy is based on.
Hey, guys, look! It's the real Buzz Lightyear!
You're mocking me, aren't you?
So, is this a movie within a movie? Like, is this the Buzz that Andy would have seen before the events of Toy Story 1 and wanted as a toy, meaning that this movie is technically set in the 90s, except it's also the future? Yeah, thanks, Chris, that's much clearer. But in the Toy Story movies, Buzz Lightyear, the toy I mean, is frequently turning back into the Space Ranger. The delusion that he is the real Buzz, becoming something of a gimmick for him. So if you take that gimmick away, what role does Buzz Lightyear actually have in the 4 films?
So, let's take a look at... Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Is he gone? Now I can tell you about this video's sponsor, NordVPN. You know what VPNs are by now. NordVPN allows you to connect to over 5,000 servers across 60 countries, access content not available in your country, like on Netflix or Amazon Prime, and protect your data from hackers. But you've heard all this before, so here are some very specific things you can do with NordVPN. Let's say you make video essays, so you sometimes torrent movies. Your internet provider, and in turn the government, can find out about it. With NordVPN, you can download privately in peace and even improve your download speed. And then say you need to leave the country fast. Travel websites often sneakily adjust their prices when they detect you're searching for flights, hotels or car hires. So with NordVPN, you can book virtually from another country and get the best prices. Speaking of best prices, right now you can get the Black Friday deal by heading over to the link in the description and get a 2-year plan plus 1 additional month at a huge discount. Get it before it's too late. Now, back to the video. In Toy Story 1, Woody is the favourite toy, and his life of privilege is threatened with the arrival of a Buzz Lightyear toy. Woody assumes something of a command position among the toys, like a leader or a parental figure.
Plus is positive, minus is negative! Oh, let me!
So, when the new toy arrives, Woody tries to resume his leadership role, but because Buzz is so wrapped up in the delusion that he is the real Buzz Lightyear, Woody cannot command him.
Excuse me, I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The word I'm searching for, I can't say, because there's preschool toys present.
You can't control someone who doesn't even recognize your authority. This turns Woody envious and manipulative, which drives everyone away. But Buzz isn't acting deluded on purpose. He can't help having all these super cool features that impress everyone. He's not the bad guy.
Revenge is not an idea we promote on my planet.
Oh, well, that's good.
But we're not on my planet, are we?
Woody has had such a privileged life for so long that once it's taken away, it reveals his sense of inferiority. The fear of getting replaced, the very thing he tried to reassure the other toys about, which he was able to do from his privileged position. The Toy Story movies are about change, and in this case, that's represented by Buzz himself. And it's only when Woody finally accepts change does he regain a place in Andy's room. As for Buzz, his entire worldview is shattered when he's finally confronted by the fact he is a toy. His denial before is rooted in having an immovable perception of the world. I mean, after all, he's a space ranger on a secret mission in uncharted space.
It's a secret mission in uncharted space.
His mind will make leaps in logic than see the obvious truth. Like, if Buzz recognizes Sid as a happy child...
You mean that happy child?
That ain't no happy child.
Why doesn't he question why he's so fucking enormous? Because when you're in a delusional mindset, you'll rather be completely irrational than wrong. This Buzz would definitely believe in QAnon.
Oh, I understand!
And when that reality is finally shattered, Buzz has nothing left. Because what is Buzz Lightyear if he is not a space ranger? Buzz becomes a broken man, and it's only through Woody's words does he find a new mission, a renewed sense of self-worth, and his character arc is complete. And then they made a sequel. Animated sequels, especially the ones with an ensemble cast, can struggle. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a wonderfully quirky movie with a fun cast of characters who are placed in roles that fit the story. The dad, the cop, the cameraman, and so on. But for a sequel, they kinda have to bring those characters back again, right? Especially if they're fan favorites. And also the cameraman. But they've lost their role in the story because this is a different story now, and they're different. Like, Baby Brent goes from being the rival to not a rival. So why is he here? Oh, they can deliver jokes, of course.
It's enough to make a grown man cry. But not this man. Get back in there, Tia.
But they basically just plod along or become someone for Flint Lockwood to save later. Toy Story 2 does a much better job of this. While Woody is stolen by a toy collector, only a select few of Andy's toys venture forth to save Woody, and they all have a useful function. Slinky can stretch, Mr. Potato Head can separate, Rex has his video game knowledge, Ham has John Ratzenberger. But what about Buzz? Stemming from his heroic space adventurer origins, Buzz is brave and assertive. He's the one leading the charge. Buzz is the driving force that keeps all the other toys together. Until he gets replaced with a Buzz who thinks he's a space ranger.
Tell me I wasn't this deluded.
No back talk.
Of course. In a move that felt like Disney planned this to be a direct-to-video sequel and would make it without Pixar, but then Pixar took over and had to redevelop the whole project for cinema in 9 months, so many elements had to be borrowed from previous material. Because that's what happened. Buzz became a space ranger again, but this time it's more of a B-plot comedic device. This is explained by an aisle full of buzzes.
Back in 1995, short-sighted retailers did not order enough dolls to meet demand.
This line is a weird in-joke reference to when Toy Story came out. The toy company, for some reason, didn't think people would be interested in their own Buzz Lightyear toy, and failed to stock enough that Christmas. But don't worry though, Eddache plushes are in stock right now. Seamless plug. Oh, he's back.
Okay, where were we? Who's been plugging in here?
Regular Buzz eventually returns and, in a role reversal, is now in the position of convincing Woody who he is.
Woody, you're not a collector's item. You're a child's plaything. You are a toy!
This might seem like this conflicts with the overall theme of change, like, hey Woody, don't leave, let's go back to the way things were. But Woody is sensing his time with Andy is coming to an end, and his place is only hanging by a thread. Woody, again, is trying to avoid change with the alluring offer of immortality. But it's Buzz who is able to snap him out of it.
You're right, Prospector. I can't stop Andy from growing up. But I wouldn't miss it for the world.
And other than some rescuing and heroics, that's pretty much all he does. His role is basically just supplementing Woody. Buzz doesn't have a character arc anymore because he's already had it. It's strange how these films that are all about change, for the most part, Buzz does not. In Toy Story 3, Andy is all grown up, and the toys are living rather sad lives, wallowing in the toy box desperate to be played with. So they naturally assume they're getting thrown out and accidentally wind up in a daycare run by a toy mafia. Again, Woody lives in the delusion that he needs to return to Andy, and it's down to Buzz to encourage him to let go.
Our mission with Andy's complete, Woody.
What?
And what's important now is we stay together.
Since the second film, Buzz has slipped into being Woody's voice of reason, which Woody chooses to ignore. And again, without Woody around, there's only one thing Buzz will do: become a space ranger again.
Buzz, what are you doing?
Silence, minions of Zurg! You're in the custody of the Galactic Alliance.
Unlike the second film, this time it's not for comedic purposes, but a genuine threat thanks to Lotso's evil influence.
Remember, they'll say anything to make you doubt yourself.
Don't worry, Commander. Any doubt I had got pounded out of me at the Academy.
It takes a factory reset to turn him into Spanish Buzz, now a comic relief version of the Space Ranger. This seemingly inbuilt tendency to slide into the delusion could be seen as Buzz's quirk in the same way as Rex being neurotic.
Could we be hysterical?
No!
Yes!
Maybe, but not right now.
But it's interesting that this element born out of necessity and time restraints has become a staple in Buzz's character. And because of that, when Woody isn't around, Buzz is lost. Because what is Buzz Lightyear if he is not a space ranger? Eventually, Woody returns and so does regular Buzz, and in an absolutely gutsy play, Buzz encourages Woody to let go and accept their fate, knowing they're going to die.
God damn, that's dark!
They naturally get out, but again, Woody accepts change, and it's guided by the helping hand of Buzz Lightyear. In the fourth Toy Story, Woody starts to get left out by their new owner, Bonnie, and while Buzz tries to comfort him,
We're here for you, buddy.
Buzz generally plays a smaller part than the previous films. They finally drop the Space Ranger act, and Buzz is weirdly dumber now.
Who do you think it is? Who? The voice inside of you. Who do you think it is? You know, my conscience?
He's given this inner voice subplot, which to me just feels like a weak way to give him something to do, acting more like a running joke than a character arc.
Meteor shower, look out!
Woody? Good work, inner voice.
It kind of takes away Buzz's autonomy, so his impulsive actions are driven by, basically, a magic 8-ball. Again, the Toy Story sequels seem to be very good about only keeping the necessary characters around. Bo Peep gets sidelined in Toy Story 2, is just sent away unceremoniously off-screen in Toy Story 3, and returns in a big way in Toy Story 4. So likewise, Toy Story 4 could have reduced Buzz's role even more. He didn't have to be around the antique store parts, but I guess he's the popular character, so he's gotta be there to sell toys. But Buzz has one vital role to play that no one else can do. In this film, Woody is struggling to find his place in a post-Andy world, and this isolation has made him incredibly self-centered, refusing to listen to others.
It's called loyalty. Something a lost toy wouldn't understand.
Everything he has done has been in service to others, but never what's good for himself. And in the end, the one to give him that push, the push he needs, is of course Buzz, Woody's voice of reason.
She'll be okay. Bonnie will be okay.
So for each movie, Buzz has been the deuteragonist, but his lack of real development could make him seem more like a glorified secondary character, like Rex or Mr. Potato Head. There might be small changes like a love interest, but nothing happens to them that changes in any significant way. So why does Buzz Lightyear not have a character arc anymore? This is because he has become what is known as a steadfast character. With character arcs, we're used to seeing them be positive change or negative change. So a flawed character who overcomes some internal conflict for the better or for the worse. But sometimes we have characters who have no character arc, known as the flat arc, like Paddington. Paddington doesn't have some internal conflict to overcome. Instead, he holds on to a belief, the belief of seeing good in people. And as a character, he does not change, but the characters around him do because of his influence. Many characters don't have character arcs. James Bond, Marty McFly, Aang, Moana, Ratatouille. There might be small signs of growth like not reacting to being called a coward, and they may begin to doubt they can hold on to their beliefs, but ultimately they remain the same because they're supposed to. This is useful for superheroes, characters who may go through dramatic events and have their faith tested across comics, TV, and movies, but remain true to themselves. But their heroic acts change and inspire others. And that's a role that suits Buzz Lightyear perfectly. The Toy Story movies are Woody's story, from the fear of change to accepting it. From the second movie onwards, Buzz's steadfast position anchors Woody and is pivotal in his development. The pep talk in Toy Story 2, the acceptance of fate in Toy Story 3, and the push for a happier life in Toy Story 4. Buzz is able to adjust to his life as a toy in one movie, thanks to Woody, and Woody is able to grow and change across all 4 movies, thanks to Buzz. So if Buzz's role in the Toy Story movies is to facilitate change in Woody, how could you do a Toy Story movie without Woody? Well, what is Buzz Lightyear if he is not a space ranger? Lightyear as a standalone movie could be seen as cashing in on the nostalgia, which, you know, yeah it is. But it's pretty much the only direction they could take with the Toy Story universe. Aside from outside elements like the aging actors and us just wanting the toys to have a happily ever after, Woody's departure in Toy Story 4 removes Buzz's role in the dynamic of the toys. So the best position Buzz can be in is to be a space ranger once again. Rest in peace, Star Command. Will human Buzz be as steadfast as Toy Buzz, or will he have a life-changing epiphany like Toy Story 1? We will have to wait and see. But if this is to be true to the spirit of Buzz, then he will hopefully also create positive change to those closest to him. So whatever direction they take Buzz next year and beyond, at least we'll always have our toys.
I'm sorry.
Making delicious hot schmoes.
Hey, I'm not well and I've lost my voice, as you can probably hear, but here's the shoutouts to this month's patrons: Croaky Style, Joe Wood, I'm the Real Slayer, Ashley Kinder, Maestri Investment Group Limited, Vinny Vex, Sloan Schoolcraft, Rusty Robot, Ashley McCarthy, Mo Alcasemi, Luke Clavicus, Setsuni Wave, Nathan Chawinati, Tom, Clan Wansley, Aaron is Chummy, Brett Halford, Matthew Smith, Joel Jennings, Louis Weston, and Jake Pinkerton. And if you would like to support me, then please consider doing so on Patreon. I hope my voice gets better before the next video.